continue to guide them, give them wisdom to make the decisions, Lord, that they need to make. Thank you, Lord, for your care you've given us over the years. We look forward to the continued guidance that you want to give. Bless the court today. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Before we get started, Mark, I know you've got a long ways to drive, so if you would you go ahead and tell everybody the good news?
I'd be happy to. Judge, if I may, I'd like to read a letter from Commissioner Tomlin, if that would be all right.
Absolutely.
Great. Judge Henderson, members of the Grayson County Fiscal Court, Kentucky's economy is growing like never before. Because of Governor Bevin's leadership over the last 3 years, there have been over 51,000 jobs created, $19 billion in new business investment, $86 billion in exports, which is now set a Kentucky record for the 3rd consecutive year. We have the lowest unemployment rate since the year 2000. There are more Kentuckians working today than ever in the history of the Commonwealth, and that is something we can all be excited about. Although the numbers that I just mentioned are record-setting, Governor Bevin is not satisfied. He's challenged all of us, no matter what walk of life we're from, to have goals and to have a vision. Governor Bevin's vision for Kentucky is to be the industrial and manufacturing hub of the United States. He has said on multiple occasions that he wants the governors of Texas, Florida, Indiana, Tennessee, any other state you want to name, he wants those governors to wake up one day and ask themselves, why are our kids going to Kentucky to work? Our job in the Transportation Cabinet is to help his vision come to fruition. In order to continue our economic success and development, we must have a strong infrastructure. You have limited funding at the county level, and we have limited funding at the state level. That is why Governor Bevin has been adamant that we're to work with you and other local officials and communities to assess and prioritize our infrastructure needs. He wants us to look through the lens that you look through every day, and he wants us to continue to build and strengthen our relationship with the Grayson County community. So as part of Governor Matt Bevin's commitment to prioritize transportation infrastructure projects and increase economic opportunity across the Commonwealth, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is pleased to announce $659,516 in discretionary funds have been awarded to your county for vital resurfacing work on Yeaman-Olayton Road, Hardin Springs Road, Clifty Church Road, McGrew Church Road, and Dickey Mills Road, again for a total of investment of $659,516. Resurfacing repairs address existing surface cracks, potholes, rutting, crumbling shoulders, and base failures. Judge Henderson and the Fiscal Court, you have every reason to be optimistic about the future of Grayson County and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I know you will continue to work hard for the fine folks of Grayson County. And I guarantee you Governor Bevin will continue to fight every day to bring even more economic success to our great Commonwealth. I appreciate the partnership we have and look forward to working with you again in the near future. Sincerely, Gray Tomlin, Commissioner, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's good news. Yeah.
Great news.
All right. Mark, again, tell Gray, I talked to him earlier, but tell him again, I said thank you.
I'll get a call on the way back. He'll want to know how it went. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Sure.
All right, we'll move on with the agenda. We've got approved the minutes from the previous meeting. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Neal, second by Brian. All in favor? Next, we have approved payment of bills. Need a motion and a second.
Make a motion.
Motion by Darren, second by Robbie. All in favor? Any opposed? Next, I have approved treasurer's monthly settlement. Need a motion and a second.
Make a motion.
Motion by Brian, second by Neil, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, I need a motion to approve treasurer's quarterly settlement. Need a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Darren, second by Brian, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, I need a motion to approve treasurer's budget transfers as presented. Motion by Robin, second by Darren, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, we need a motion to approve jailer's payment of bills. Motion by Damon, second by Neil, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, we have approved jailer's monthly settlement. Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Darren, second by Robbie, all in favor? All right, next we need to approve the jailer's budget transfers. Need a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Brian, second by Damon, all in favor? Next, we need accept sheriff's monthly settlement. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Darren, second by Neil, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, we have accept Grayson County Cooperative Extension Service budget for 2019-2020. I think y'all got that in your packets whenever they emailed it to you. Any questions on that or anything? Entertain a motion. Motion by Damon, second by Brian, all in favor? Any opposed? Next, we have National Day of Prayer proclamation. Let me get this other one out of the way here real quick. Approve the St. Paul busing grant contract and resolution. If y'all got any questions on that or anything, we do that every year.
What is that, man?
They actually do the busing for St. Paul School. They're actually a grant that the county gets that does that.
They're basically the only thing different than the regular bus route is the bus meets at Clarkson and takes them to St. Paul. The other one's regular route. The kids are picked up just like the other kids, but they do meet at Clarkson and do the final busing to St. Paul. So it's one bus.
And Damon makes a motion and Robbie's going to second it. And all in favor? Any opposed? All right, next we have National Day of Prayer proclamation with Brother Chester Charcher. And Brother Charcher, if you would, you can come on up. We'll go ahead and sign this. He wants to take a picture with all of us behind the desk here and with him. But I wanted to give you this, Brother Chester. I've done a little bit different this time.
Okay.
Because I thought you'd like something really,
Oh my goodness. Oh my stars.
something real nice.
Amen.
So
Beautiful.
we've done that a little bit.
Is this mine?
That is yours,
Okay.
yes, sir. So since you've actually been behind this the whole time it's been going in effect, so.
Yeah, so.
But we want to give that.
Well, that is so neat. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Y'all want to stand back here? We'll take a photo, move these chairs out of the way.
All right. I want this to show.
Yeah.
Hey, why did you all go over there? Get over here. Come on. Charlotte. Come on. Charlotte, come on. Can you see Robbie?
Yeah, it's fine. No, one out.
There's something in your belly. Nothing short.
Y'all get a good one?
Yeah. All right, we ready?
Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. And here is the other one that we've done. Brother Chester. And that's sort of the smaller one that we've done, but I wanted to get that one there.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
I thought that'd be nice.
That'd be hanging on the wall, maybe in the church.
Yeah, there you go. We appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all.
Appreciate what you do.
Appreciate you all, really do. You know how grateful I am to live in a county with the Christian leadership that we have.
Amen.
God bless you as you continue to walk in the direction God will lead you, and it'll be a good day, good days ahead.
That's right.
God bless you.
Brother Chester.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have other new business. Jason, you have anything?
No.
All right. Robbie, you got anything on new business?
No?
Darren? No, sir. New business. Nate?
Me and Mr. Whiteley was discussing about the roads. Maybe all the masters will take, maybe to the next meeting, pick out 5 of the worst things in our area that we can discuss
Okay.
for the road committee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hurry thing, but he decided it would be a good idea, and I agree with him.
Yeah. That'd be fine. Come up with something.
Yeah, maybe 5
Get under new
items in each district we can discuss, and maybe something for future.
Yeah, I suggest you all just sort of get together and figure it out, because if we do 5, you know, we'll be here for a while.
No,
so.
I didn't mean during court, but
Oh,
just
yeah.
bring it up.
Yeah,
take it,
and you all get together
on it.
and figure out what would be the worst thing, and then we can get with Steve Bratcher, our road supervisor, and see, you know, what they can do and what they can't do. Of course, that Nelson Road, that's something that's on our radar now, so that's something that's gonna have to be, it's gonna cost them a substantial amount of money, and I'm gonna try to get that thrown in on emergency funds.
To the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a great.
Kind of reminds me of the Hooper Barton Road. You know what they're gonna do there yet? They ain't decided yet?
Yeah,
He was calling me, wanting to know.
We've had a couple people go down there and look at it, and it's the same procedure that they've done down on 259 South with the state when Bear Creek washed
Yeah.
out. So we're looking into that to see how much that would cost, and that's gonna be another emergency fund that we'd have to do, because that road's sliding off.
Oh, yeah, it's, you know, I've been down there a
Yeah.
couple times, looking at it.
Water
Like,
lines
people-
breaking, it's
You know, people call, and they knew we was looking at it, and they
Yeah.
wanted to know what they decided, and I said, well, I said, next fiscal court meeting, I said, I'll just kind of throw it out there and see.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them to get us a bid back on what it's actually, what that would cost to do, and if it even fix it. And from my understanding, they're wanting us to core drill, because they could go down there and spend this money.
Right.
If we don't core drill, that concrete that they pour could slide off the hill too. So we're gonna try to, you know, we're gonna see what the best avenue is. We're not just gonna go down there and throw
Right.
blacktop and
Right.
hold.
No.
We're not gonna do it. We're gonna fix it right. That way we don't have to go back and do it
Right.
again. So,
Well, I said, they just, I seen some of them, I said, they knew y'all, but, you know, people been down there.
yeah.
But I told them that, and I said, well, next time I'll kind of hit base and kind of see whether, I said, with the weather going on, you know, right now.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
The weather's been sort of crazy.
Right. I mean, they understand that, you know, down there.
Yeah.
They just, you know, they just asked, some of them had asked, run into them.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that the road crew's done an excellent job in my district.
Yes.
They need to be,
Yeah, I tell them about every day that they're doing a good
They got a
job.
lot on their plate right now, and
Yeah.
until Walnut Road is paved, it looks great. They
Yeah,
done-
Danny.
They done a real job.
Yeah, Danny, he made a point, to come, you know, see me.
Yeah. Just so y'all know, we had over 100 phone calls in my office on the landline yesterday on road complaints. So people from Louisville's coming back, lakes, you know,
Right.
they're seeing stuff. And, you know, some of it's, you know, sort of, it's no big deal, you know, cleaning out a ditch, cleaning out a tile, but that takes time. And yesterday, they got 4 pages. What can you put on that? 10 items on one page? About 10 items on one page, on one page, and they had 4 full pages yesterday on complaints. So it's starting to pick up a little bit. In the wintertime, it just sort of slows
Right.
down. Springtime, it'll pick back up, but we'll get caught up. So Scotty's is paving now, and we're getting caught up from last year, and then we got $1.5 million to spend as far as,
Right.
you know, the blacktopping goes, so that'll go, and most all that's flex road funds and discretionary funds. I mean,
We've had over.
if you ever see them guys out at these conferences, we all definitely need to hug their neck, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We've had to order a huge, I guess we had to order a huge tile yesterday down there on, off of Yankton on Lake and that
Yeah.
Copperdale.
Yeah, it's washed out underneath.
It washed out. I didn't know if that could be anything put on that emergency fund or not.
The best thing to do is instead of putting 2 tiles side by side, is put one. Every time we
Yeah.
put 2 side by side, we've always had a washout issue. And because, you know, I don't know why, but We're just gonna, instead of 2 3-footers, we're going with a 6-foot. So, them things ain't cheap. They're about $10,000, so all the stuff's not cheap.
Is it concrete?
No, it'll be a lined plastic. Yeah, they've gone away from concrete tile. They don't have to, they separate too bad. You know, I don't know what the deal is with, so they're separated. They do lined plastic and then also do the galvanized too. You know, like the one at Blowtown, they actually put a galvanized tile in, but that was like a 10-foot tile. I mean, it was a monster. So, and you got roads in your district that's got 8-foot tiles and
Yeah, I know.
some big tiles in them. So, anyway, do y'all have any new business? Jeremy, you got anything?
I don't have any.
Nothing. One thing that I've got, a couple things, is I wanted to try to get away from hiring people full-time and to help through the summer. And we hired some younger help last year, and but I really couldn't, there's only certain things I could have them do, weed eat, you know, do a little pothole here and there. So I've sort of switched gears a little bit and would like to hire some people that maybe's been at the road department before or is familiar with tractors, because that is where we get a lot of complaints throughout the summer, is mowing the right of ways. And you all remember some of it that didn't have any opposition. In November, people would call about the right of ways. I know Robbie did, because I talked to him a few times. So my suggestion is, I talked to Gail Ford. Gail used to work down at the road department, and he's been gone about 4 years now. Been retired 4 years, and I guess he's bored. So he wants to, you know, I asked him if he'd be interested in coming back. He does know how to use the arm mower, the big arm mower, the extended mower. He does know how to operate that. So I think we'd be beneficial in hiring people like that instead of
Somebody's not
trying
experienced.
to, not experienced. I don't want to put somebody on a $100,000 tractor.
No.
I mean, you gotta know what you're doing that.
Yeah, that tractor has a technique to that.
So I would like y'all to entertain a motion to hire Gail Ford back part-time, and he can only work 3 days a week at the most. And we have to pay no insurance, no retirement. So
What kind of wages would we be?
we probably start him out around $14, $15 an hour somewhere. That's what usually we've got one part-time guy down there now, Ralph Gary. Do you know Ralph? Ralph works down there part-time. Now Ralph's had some health issues and he's been off. So, and hopefully he gets to come back. We don't know just yet. I think it's about what Ralph makes too. Some of the part-time guys. Some of the other guys, the full-time guys, are actually, they got a raise here last year, and you know, they're making a little bit better, so we bumped them up just a little bit. So they're doing good. I mean, I've got no complaints with the road department guys at all. They're doing a great job.
I'll make a motion.
All right, I had Damon make the,
No, go ahead.
okay, Brian makes the motion, and Damon seconds the motion, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now, back on to something else that we brought up a couple months ago, was a grant writer. This is something that we talked about and got with the school board, got with Jason, got with the hospital. And some people that applied, I evidently thought that we was going to pay $60,000, $70,000 a year, and that's not what we're going to do. And I wanted to stay away from paying the insurance and retirement, honestly, because that eats us up, that eats our budget up. So we'd each come to the conclusion that we would pay about $6,000 a piece. The county would pay $6,000, jail would pay $6,000, school would pay $6,000, and the hospital would pay $6,000 a piece each year. And just leave it on a yearly contract. That way, if we don't like the way things are going, we're done with it. We'll pull it. And didn't want to put them on a full-time basis because it really wouldn't be a full-time per se basis job. We had 3 applications. One actually didn't even qualify because of the stipulations that we had in there. You have to have a degree and have to be a degree in accounting or some type of degree. One didn't have that. The other was, so she didn't qualify. We actually talked to her, wanted to see if she wanted to interview anyway. And she didn't want to interview because we told her what the pay would be, and I think she's got a job now making $70,000 a year somewhere in Bullitt County. She was just trying to get closer to home. The next one was Edna Duggins. She used to be in the hospital, she's done this type of stuff, which would be great, would have been great. So we called Edna and was going to do an interview. Well, Edna ended up taking a job for hospice in Owensboro. So she withdrew her application. The next one we had was Clay Ratner. And Clay used to be our county attorney. And told Clay, I interviewed him, told him what it paid, and he was fine with it. So I wanted to bring it to your all's attention that, you know, that's basically the only application we got. Everybody else has pulled everybody's pulled their application.
We have advertised it, right?
It's been advertised, yeah. We advertised it, what, 3 weeks?
Those meetings,
Yeah, it was last month. It was in both papers. So
Today, while we were out down there, they advised us, you know, county to have one. It would be really beneficial.
yeah, and it's
Probably not a bad idea to have an attorney that,
well, you know, the thing of it is, Clay's wrote, whenever he was county attorney, he wrote a lot of grants for me whenever I was at the police department. But Jeremy can write grants too, and but it's one of those things that is that something?
I don't have the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't overload it.
I think we're better off getting somebody.
well, I don't want to overload the apple cart, I guess, in, you know, simple
Is that
terms.
where you want to be? I mean, is that where you need to be?
Because they're representing each agency.
In that situation, you're loaded, I know you're loaded.
Oh, yeah. I've got a full plate in
Yes,
this
that's
right
right.
now. I couldn't be a grant writer. I don't care how much extra it pays,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I just hope we can find one that's got good experience doing different kinds of grants too.
Well, that's the thing, we need to, you know, the hospital's got a lot of grants. Jason just received a grant the other day, and what my intentions are to, you know, just like Jason, he's not gonna mess with his grants no more. The grant writer will be responsible for them. And the grants that I actually got was Homeland Security grants, which is probably the simplest grant to receive. And when we was at the police department, we actually ended up 60, 70,000 a year is what we ended up with most of the time with the Homeland Security grant. And Jason got one, what'd you get, 20?
28,000. So not official yet, but we got a call that said that we got awarded it.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about it too is, I mean, it's on a yearly basis, so if it don't work out, we're done. You know, we're gonna be done. And it's not fair to, I mean, with everything that we dump on Jeremy now, road issues and, you know, ordinances and this and that. And that's why I wanted to ask him first to see, you know, what he would prefer to do.
Yeah, I mean, my office right now, to be honest with you, is a little short-handed, and I think we're managing well. We've been up and running for a few months, and we've got it going pretty well. But at the point where I expand and start grant writing is when the quality of everything is
Goes
affected.
down.
And that's dangerous, because that's, you know, we do a lot of, hopefully, I believe that we do a lot of good work in a lot of different areas in this county. Prosecution, county advisement, everything like that. And I think this would stretch my office. Well, personally, I think it stretched me too thin to be able to pay attention to everything I need to pay attention to. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, you know, we're not paying that much, so, you know, it's, you know, you're not gonna get the qualifications of a grant writer, but, you know, and Lincoln Trail Ad helps us with grants too a lot. But, you know, this is a person that we could say, hey, you know, just like they went to this class today and got this page of all the federal grants and who you need to talk to for, you know, different grants and infrastructure branch advisory. And
That's mostly what
This
they
position, he's going to actively, aggressively seeking these grants. We're not going to have to, like,
my take is what I told whenever we interviewed, like Doug and Wayne, and we talked to Clay, and we was gonna talk to the others too, but they had pulled their app, so. Is if someone hears something about a grant and say he has not heard of anything about it, look into this, we wanna go ahead and fill it out. And that would be his responsibility to fill out for that grant, make sure it's done, because all these grants has got deadlines. Some grants, we don't want to fill out for. I mean, there's some, everybody
They said you gotta make sure your eyes are on it
Yeah.
and everything. That's what they talking about today.
that's what I've told you all before, and you all went to this class, and
I mean, we learned a lot today. We
Yeah.
learned a lot today on this grant stuff. That's basically what it's about today.
yeah, some things you just don't want to fill out for. Just like I've had a lot of people ask me about the historic grant for the courthouse. Well, that's well and good. We can get a grant, we can get a historic grant, $250,000. But you have to do it to their specifications. And whenever you do that, they charge you $200,000 for a commode. And I mean, that's because it's a historic type deal. So, you know, there's good and bad in it all, and you've just got to sort of filter through it to look at.
Really, that somebody knows what they're doing. But there is a lot of grants out there, because we
learned
Yes.
we learned
a lot today.
I mean, they.
And like I said, most of the times, whenever I had Clay, he was the county attorney at the time, we didn't have anybody to fill out the grants for us. Not even the city didn't have one. We had, you know, Clay filled out the Homeland Security grant for us. Now, David Riley done some, you know, some of the police grants and stuff. But one was very complex, the COP grant that we tried to get, where it actually hires an officer. Of course, we didn't get it. That goes to, for some reason, goes to larger cities and stuff. But that's something that they could fill out for Norman to try to get that done. So Norman's probably going to benefit more than anybody, because there's a lot of law enforcement grants and that type of stuff out
See,
there.
they got one now for guns, bullets, vests.
Yeah, see, I've done some of those, and those are some that you don't want either.
You got one
Because
for 911.
that LISO program, have you all heard of the LISO program? That's a program where you get military equipment, surplus military equipment, but they hold your feet to the fire, buddy, and they come in and they check and make sure this is done right, this is done right, and there's a lot of paperwork to it. And it's more aggravation than what it's worth.
You know, they said today too, if you applied for a grant and you got it, well, then you decided, well, that's gonna cost more than the grant, go ahead and use it. You know, they said, when you deny it, turn it back in,
You won't get another.
you won't get another.
You have to be very selective.
That's
in
what I say,
grants
you have to
select,
be,
so.
we learned that today too, you have
Yeah.
to be very selective.
See, some of them's 50-50.
I know Butler County got one on their courthouse, but I don't know if it's the same kind you're talking about. They got the big grant, but
I'm not for sure. I've got Lincoln Trail Ad looking at the courthouse grant now, to try to do something with it, but what they've run into is the same thing I was telling you about. Some of there's loopholes in them. It all sounds good, but there's loopholes in them that you gotta sort of watch, so. You got anything, Jason, you think?
No, we do a grant or two a year there at the jail, but we don't really know what we're doing. We've been fairly successful with it.
What next thing?
Homeland Security is one we look at. Of course,
Yeah.
that's kind of based around law enforcement, so that fits us. The last one we just got was tasers. It was $28,000 again, but
Of course, they were $1,000
the year
each.
before was the radio grant that we got, so it has worked out good.
I mean,
We're always trying to get something dispatched, and we do get a few throughout the year dispatched, but
They
the
said
big
they
one
were
we,
here for that.
the
They said
big one we need
911.
to get is to replace the whole system.
Well, this is the thing, I mean, we wanted to do this, and of course, then it's sort of, I don't know, a little awkward, I guess, but, I didn't want to step on Jeremy's toes either. And that's why I wanted to ask him to see if you could do grants, but I mean, I know what it's going to entail.
I can't do it, but I'm certainly not recommending Mr. Rattler for the position either.
Right, right. So, it's up to you all. I mean, that's where we're at now, and I've talked to Wayne and and Doug and Jason and
Down Lord.
well, yeah, and plus, like I said, we're just paying a quarter of the salary too, the county is, so, I don't know. It's up to you all. I know it's a little awkward with, Jeremy and stuff, but I wanted to extend out to him to see if their office would want to do it. And I mean, I know he's covered up too, so. And like I said, if it don't work out, we ain't got to do it again.
Did we advertise and put a deadline on the application?
Yeah, it's been going on,
I mean,
yeah.
we did put a deadline on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we advertised it for both papers for three weeks, I think, 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks? Yeah, we did both papers. And like I said, when people see the salary, I guess they don't, want to, but, we don't want to go overboard at first because, it might not be something that works out. And like I said, if we end up getting $150,000 worth of grants, it'd be something that might end up paying for itself. So we're out a quarter of it. So. Any questions?
You said the school board or the school?
School, 6,000, hospital, 6,000, jail, 6,000, county, 6,000. And no insurance or retirement. Nothing. So, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Darren,
I second.
second by Brian. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. And let's see, we have new business, any old business? Jason, any old business?
Did we get that water easement?
Yes, Jeremy looked at that and he said it was fine, and I talked to Kevin, and you didn't see any issues with it or anything, did you, Jeremy?
I did.
So, we should be good.
You gonna take care of it?
Yeah, get with Kevin. I think he's gotta have signature maybe or something to do it. He wanted us to look at it and make
Still
sure.
got it from me, email to you.
No, I still got it. Yeah, Mary Ann's got it up there, so. Yeah, I left it with Jeremy. He looked at it and then brought it back over Friday, I guess, something like that, so we should be good. Robbie, any?
I don't know if this falls under old or new, but the smoking ordinance.
Uh-huh.
When are we gonna try to do something like that? I guess this is it, the one that's drafted for.
Yeah, have you got it drafted yet?
I handed out.
Yeah, everybody got one.
I didn't know, I think that, talking to some of the magistrates, I might have been ahead of schedule, maybe I got my days off, but I went ahead and made that change that they requested,
Yeah.
but now it's.
Yeah, what'll happen is we'll have, first reading on the 7th, I believe. Is it the 7th? 7th of May? What's the next meeting? First reading on the 7th of May, then you gotta have a second reading, correct, Jeremy, on the next meeting?
Yes, we got to advertise as well.
After the first reading?
If it fails in the first reading, is that it, or do you still have a second?
No, you'll still have to have a second reading to pass an ordinance, yeah.
I mean, even if it fails the first one, or do you keep going? Or?
No, if it fails the first reading fails, then we back up and regroup and see what direction we want to go. So,
And if not, it goes 2 or 3 readings.
well, what would happen is, just if we're throwing out hypotheticals, if we voted, if Jeremy's got the ordinance already done, okay? So we would have the first reading on the 7th of May. And if it fails, if it fails to pass, we then back up, completely regroup, and say, well, what do you all want to pass? Which there was 3 options I think Jeremy had drawn up. One was from the Kentucky smokers. It was something, it was pretty stringent, and I mean, it even covered a lot of stuff. The second one was the one that actually we decided to go along with to vote on. And of course, I know a lot of people out in social media land thought that we actually voted on it, and we hadn't voted on it yet. we just went, we were gonna present that. And if that one fails, that Jeremy redone, if that one fails, then we have an option to not do anything at all, or we have an option to go ahead and go on with I think the next one was just the county buildings, Jeremy?
Yes, option 3.
So then we go with option 3, which is just smoke-free from all county buildings.
Is it not already?
We don't allow smoking in county buildings now.
Right.
So,
Is that not state?
no.
States, state owned or leased building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we wanted to allow smoking in the courthouse, we could allow smoking in the courthouse, but a lot of businesses don't allow smoking.
Well, not the one the city.
Right. Well, and there's a few out in the county that
But
do.
the community building.
And I'd actually found another one too, since we was talking about it, since, I mean, we're in open court, so we can talk about this, but, was Tar Heel.
Forgot about that place.
Tar Heel allows smoking, I was up there.
They do or don't?
They do.
How many did they end up coming up with that didn't allow smoking? Did they come up with a number or estimate?
We'd only actually found 3 that we could, with Tar
I
Heel.
found 2. That's counting Tar Heel.
Who are you counting, sir?
Two
Can
stores.
you do?
Can you go out there to truck stop and then truck stops?
Okay, I didn't know the truck stopped.
2 at Short Creek, 2 stores at Short Creek.
Okay, that's more.
That you can smoke in.
That's 3. Your place.
Name. 4, which is actually 2 places, the shop and the auction house, and 2
There's
separate.
6 or 7 that still
I'm
allow
not,
smoking.
I'm not sure about the store at the 110,
What about the
79
community
crossing.
building? The community
Find
building,
out.
how's that fall under? Doesn't it fall under our insurance clause?
Yeah, that'd be, can't smoke in there.
You tell us.
I mean, that would be, I mean, it's a county-owned building.
Yeah, I know it, that's what I'm saying. Bonko ladies, are pretty rough.
Right.
I'm scared.
I'm more of a.
I mean, that would fall under county-owned, wouldn't it, Jeremy?
What is it?
The community building.
Since
would
it
be
falls
listed.
under the county insurance umbrella, it would be recognized as a county.
Community
Owned
center
or operated by the county.
Yes. Some of these other community buildings are too that allow smoking.
If they're county-owned, it would fall under option 3, which would be county-owned property. Now, if we don't pay anything on that building, if we don't do any maintenance or we don't do anything, but do y'all work on that building?
I mean, we've painted, done a few things, but we don't do.
Yeah, but we really haven't done any kind of work on it, and I don't think we have a deed to it, do we? I don't think we have a deed to it. I don't think we actually own that building. It's the same way, if you all remember,
I was just
Mill,
thinking from previous, doesn't the insurance, county insurance cover their activities there though?
Community owns it. though.
It used to, that's what I thought once upon a time.
I'd have to check that.
Well, see, that's prior, years ago, they,
Well, it's just like Millwood. Millwood we used to lease.
I thought it could have changed, and I thought maybe it
And we
had.
covered the insurance and stuff on it. Well, then something happened, this was
Maybe
years
that
ago,
may be-
and they stopped. Well, now they're sort of their own entity. And I think it's the same way Big Clifty is, so really,
I just didn't know, I really nobody brought that up.
yeah.
I'll have to.
So that really wouldn't affect us. I mean, it wouldn't affect them because it's not county owned. So now if it is county owned, the only one that I know for sure, and I was looking at the deed list yesterday. Nope. We own Reddy. And we own Rock Creek. Any other property is sitting somewhere, on a piece of property that somebody lets us set the boating house on or something. And we might own out in Alpharetta there.
Horntown,
Yeah. So.
I think y'all own, or I'm pretty sure you own the property there.
Yeah, no, it's not much.
No,
I
it's
mean,
just
there's not much. We don't have
Fraction.
a lot of property that the county actually owns. That, we've got that, some property in Big Clifty that was donated to us where that park's at, where the basketball courts are at. And
And I'll back up and I'll still like to say what I said before. I think it's the business owner's right to make that decision themselves. I just want to say that. I think it's the business owners and the property owners' right to say yes or no.
We'll be able to, like I said, vote on it on the 7th, so everybody, you know, we'll have this reading, y'all can, you know, if you vote it down, you vote it down, so. If you vote it up, you vote it up. So, it's, Jeremy will have to read the ordinance whenever we get to doing it, he'll have to read the entire ordinance whenever we go to vote. And, once he reads it.
Did you get the short version?
No, I'll just pace myself. If I don't know a word, I might have somebody
We
else.
just want one page like the whole report.
Yeah. So he'll have to read the entire ordinance, and then we'll have to make a decision on that at that time. And if it votes down, then if somebody wants to entertain a motion to pass along the county-only buildings, you can do that. If you want to go with more stringent, somebody can entertain a motion to do that. So that's, you know, that's just being fair with everyone. So it's whatever y'all want to do. All right. Anything, Darren? You got anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Dayton?
No, thank you, though.
Brad? Jeremy? Anything else?
No, Judge.
Okay, I can't think of anything else. You got anything else? All right, need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dana, second by Robbie, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?